Good evening.
What's up, man? How you doing? How was your day today?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
Good
evening,
boss.
evening,
I
sir.
can hear you.
Our day
Oshe,
was
Fisayo, Vamosi, Amaburan, Oyefemi, Ego, Victory, Jerry Crown, Kweme, Ayodeji. The list is unending. How are you all today?
we are
Fine,
fine,
We are
thank
doing good,
you.
sir.
And
I'm
Oh,
you?
fine.
yes. Happy Children's Day to everybody.
Same to you.
Now all of us be children, huh?
Yeah, so
Especially me.
Especially you. Who you be? Who you help?
The
It's
baby
I
of
beg,
the
I
house,
rate,
land the
I rate
public.
my biscuits, my children's day biscuits.
We expect your biscuit. You go collect her for Sunday school tomorrow.
it's not on this.
You get in Sunday school too. Hope you all had fun today, Sha.
Well, nothing much now. We just the
So what did you do differently today now? You drank Capri Sun today. Uh, let's expect other people to join us. This is 8:01. Once it's 8:10, we are starting proper. Okay. So yeah, won't talk to me like how did your day go? Just give me like a brief rundown of how your day went. Who want to talk to me? I'm a Boron. I think your mic is unmuted. So can you just talk? How did your day go?
What about Messi, Okeke?
Then when she will join us. She'll join us. Just tell me, how did your day go? Stressful, amazing, tiring. Huh? Okay, so I have my guys on this call. Fisayo is here, Susa is here. As my sales manager in Land Republic. Come on. I celebrate Grace Ma. Yes, also, yeah. I mean, so Kiki is she'll join us. She'll join us. All right. So yes, today on behalf of my guys, see, let's just take a screenshot for those of us out there on the group. Let's take a screenshot and go to the group and tell them that yes, this class has started already. That we're about to start. We are starting 8:05 on the dot. Just take a screenshot, go back to the group page, and then invite people to just join us. Yes, we have Madame Landlady on this call already. Come on. Respect, ma. Good evening, ma. How you doing today?
Hi, good evening. Very well, thank you. Good evening,
Uh.
everyone.
See my guy. Say as fresh like today
Good evening,
bread.
Madame Landlady. Nice to have you here.
Good evening.
This magic pen.
Your magic name. I should be very, very
Oh,
serious.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
so very quickly, let's Madame
Thank you.
Landlady, let's go back to the group page and then invite everybody to be here now, please. Please
Didn't
let's
you
mute
connect
our
to
mic.
my very
Amaboron,
soon
please
I'll
mute
blow.
your mic.
Yes, I'll blow. So, I say the survey.
Amaboron, please mute your mic. Mute your mic, please.
Who is that person?
Who's Amaboron? Please just mute your mic. Your mic is disturbing us, please. Okay, that's fine. All right. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, just go back to the group page and invite everybody to be here now because we are starting. Once it's 8:05, we are starting this meeting.
It's using my details.
Okay. All right. So let's just hope others will join us. Please, whose mic is still on mute? Let's mute our mics, please. Let's all mute our mics, please. If your mic is on mute, just mute it. I'm out, born. I beg, mute your mic. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So once again, welcome everybody. Welcome to today's edition of this month edition of sales training organized by Land Republic. On behalf
Adeboye, good evening. Are you still on this call?
I mean, when you
oh, sorry, my mic is muted. Sorry.
Yes,
Jeez.
yes,
Hello,
yes.
like,
Okay, so can you all hear me now?
Clearly.
yes, we're not hearing you before you be.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, you
sorry.
know.
That was a mistake. All right. So yeah, once again, on behalf of my bosses, Victor Adigbili and Ayode Jerjua, I'm inviting us specially to this month's edition of Sales Training organized by Land Republic, and it has been geared towards making us a top performing salesperson, a top performing realtor in this real estate industry. And then we have one of the best. She is absolutely one of the best in the industry. Her name is Mercy Okeke, but we know her as Madame Landlady. Come on, it's not easy. It's not if easy, try am. So we have her here today to explain what it is. Why? Because she has the result, right? We are not just calling on somebody that will just come and tell us aspire to Maguire and then retire. She has the result, so she's teaching us based on life proofs, what she has been able to do over time, and now she is where she is today, right? So on the group page, somebody said something that happy children's day for those of us who have not met sale before in this industry. Yes, for everyone that are good today in the business, everyone had these baby steps. For every baby step, there's always a good reward for you guys. Do you get so? There was a time in Madame Landlady's life that still wasn't forthcoming, but then she kept on pulling, kept on doing her thing, and now she's where she is today. So I'm sure she's going to share a little bit of experience with us too, right? So yes, without further ado, I would want to invite her to come talk to us. But before that, I'd like to read her profile. Oh, geez. So please, if you are not on the group chat, please just go back there and invite people to come around. Okay, so Mercy Okeke, fondly called Madame Landlady, is a savvy real estate consultant and salesperson since 2018. With over 17 million Nigerians faced with housing challenges, both residential and commercial, Mercy Okeke focuses on redefining value in the real estate industry by providing decent housing solutions. while also helping investors take advantage of the opportunities that real estate offers to grow their net worth and build an economy for themselves. Mercy Okeke has several awards to her name and she has been featured on various platforms, among which are She Leads Africa, Today's Heroes magazine, and Jide Kaji magazine, to mention a few. She is passionate about youth development, purposeful living, and personal finance. So without further ado, join me as we welcome Madame Landlady as she teaches us how to become a top performing realtor in the real estate industry. Come on, join me, welcome Madame
Hi
Landlady. Please.
everyone, good evening.
Good evening, Ma. Good
Good
evening.
evening, everybody. So good to be
Good
here.
evening,
Ma.
Madam Landlady.
Good
Welcome.
evening, everybody. Do you guys need me on a video? I should just keep my face away.
Well,
We want to see your beautiful
let's
face,
let's
man. We
let,
want to
let's
see
see
your
your
face.
face, Ma.
As your lordship pleases,
We
man.
must see your face.
Let me see my. Okay, I don't have a
Yeah.
tripod right here, so I'm not in my place. So I don't have a tripod right here, so I'll just have to manage with what I can use to make this stand. So that's why I'm not really keen on doing a video tonight. But I hope that this is okay. So good evening, everybody, and
Good evening.
I'm so
Good evening,
delighted
ma.
to be here. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to my Egbon, Dr. Victor Adegbile Adisewar. I want to say a big thank you. Thank you, the entire team of Land Republic. I see every one of you. I see the work that you do, and I really count it a very big privilege to be on your platform tonight. Thank you so much. So I've been invited to talk about how you can become a top performing realtor, right? And I'm gonna. How many minutes do I have, please? Because I want to just set the ball rolling immediately. How many minutes do I have?
Yeah, yeah, like 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Great.
Yes.
Okay. So
Please, sorry, ma, before you go on, please mute your mic. Somewhere, please mute your mic.
is that my Egbo talking? Oh my god. What do I want to say when Dr. Victor is here? You people set me up. Dr. Victor is in this class. Oh my god.
Take
Okay.
now, mama.
Good evening, sir. Thank you
Good
so
evening,
much.
man.
Okay.
Good to have you here.
So thank you. So I know that I'm not the first realtor that has come on here to share um anything with us. I've seen Land Republic have several classes, several webinars on topics like this, how to make more sales, how to triple your sales. And I know that a lot of realtors here in Nigeria, we always like trainees, like when you see trainees like how to 10 times your sales, how to make 100 million in one day. You know, we always want to rush to those kind of trainings. And I know that that's the mindset that a lot of us came here with. Let us know how we can be selling 10 plots or 100 plots every month. I know that that is just the basic mindset for a regular realtor. But if that's what you came here for, to hear how to 10 times your sales, I did not come for that topic tonight. So you may want to maybe excuse us because that is not what. Someone says they can barely hear me. Can everybody hear me, please? Someone says I can barely hear you.
We can hear you. I guess it's the network.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of realtors tilt towards those kind of trainings, how to multiply you, how to sell 100 million in a day, right? But what I want us to really understand is that before you can begin to close those 100 million, it's amazing. It's good. It's a good thing. We need all the money we can get, right? So, and the money comes from the sales. But I have learned something in my journey. I joined real estate in 2018, and I went the whole of 2018 and 2019 and half of 2020 without closing a single sale. So that's like approximately a year and a couple of months. I was marketing. I was on site. I did a 60 days one time. I did a 60 days sales marathon and I fainted on site one day. Like for 60 days, I was going to site every single day for 60 days. That's a side story. But what I'm trying to let us know is that
You deserve Guinness World Record for
Guinness
that one.
World Record, Abby. Oh my god. So I did all of that, but I didn't close a single deal. I was going from, if you're in Lagos, you know Oshodi Market, you know Balogun, you know Trade Fair, you know Ladipo markets, Alaba International Market. I have gone to those markets, sharing flyers, but not a single sale. And I saw my colleagues, they were selling. So what exactly was my problem? Is it a village people thing? And then I was even praying about it. I was fasting about it. So, but as I have grown in the industry over time, I've learned a couple of things that sometimes there's a time we need to get to a point where you sell without selling. We need to get to this point where I have learned this in my whole journey. I have done the hustle. I am still doing the hustle. I have done when I say hustle, I mean hustle in the actual sense. I'm not saying hustle in quotes. Hustle in the main hustle on the road, hustle on the field. I have done all of that. And I have grown to this point where I am resting in peace. For me to use that phrase, resting in peace. I am resting and sales just comes. And that's the point where every single one of us wants to get to. Because if you are rushing all those trainings, how to close 100 million in a day, how to 10 times your sales, those trainings are good. But the truth is, it puts you in hustle mode. It puts you in hustle mode. A lot of them just tell you, oh, you have to be prospecting, you have to be posting, you have to be on the road, you have to be sharing flyers, you get to talk to people. It puts you in hustle mode. And trust me, it is exhausting. Who agrees with me that when you are hustling, you get exhausted? Especially when the results that you are getting does not correlate. Is that the word to use? Especially when the results you are getting from the hard work does not tally. So you're working so hard, but you're not getting the same level of results that you were supposed to get from your hard work. And then you're wondering, what's my own challenge? Is it village people that is following me? So what I want us to do as realtors is to kill that hustle mentality. Because that's, if you keep chasing those trainings, how to 10 times your sale, how to become a top highest selling realtor. I mean, this industry, I am not here for highest selling realtor. That is not even my goal. Highest selling realtor, I don't want it. I am here in the industry to be the most preferred realtor, not the highest selling realtor. Now, I may not be the one selling the highest in a year. I may not be closing billions in sales in a year, but I want to be at this point in my industry where I don't need to be the one selling too much, but the impact is far and wide.
Where will I change this?
It's only, I'm just laying the foundation here. It's only in Land Republic that at the end of the month, they will give us top land hackers of the month. Land hackers is good though. It's good to be the one to be the highest selling realtor in the month. It is beautiful, but that's not impact, if you agree with me. That is just you making money. That is not impact. So my goal in this training tonight is to move us from that hustling mode to the point where we move our mindset from the place of hustling for income to the place where we are right in our purpose and making impact. Right? Okay. I really hope that this whole foundation is making sense to somebody. Let me dive right into my whole training. So what I'm going to tell us tonight are the things that have helped me. I am not hustling. I am not hustling. So you are right in the center of God's will for you. I mean, if you're not a Christian, I'm sorry, I'm going to be very religious. Sorry. But you're just resting where you are supposed to be, and you are making significant impact, which also translates to money for you. So all my 1 year, 1 year and 6 months of hustling, and I wasn't getting results. What happened in what I learned between October 2020 and what I'm doing right now changed the trajectory of my life. And I'll tell you the four things. Four things that changed the trajectory of my life, from being this hustler realtor, hustling for commission, to being this realtor who is most preferred, who is being invited for picking engagements in different states in Nigeria, to being that realtor who is not even, I don't have to be posting every day. I don't have to be on the road every day talking to people, but you're just attracting the results that you, by virtue of the work you have done on yourself. So I'll share those four things with you. The first thing that helped me, this is the foundation, your conviction. Conviction is very, very important. If you're not convinced, a lot of realtors say, oh, I'm not consistent. I find it very difficult to be consistent. It's a struggle for young realtors like us. You can't be consistent. Why? A lot of times you're not even convinced. Because if you're not convinced, you can't be consistent. So if you're wondering why you show up today and tomorrow you don't even have the encouragement to show up, it means you're not convinced enough. Because if you're convinced enough, it doesn't. You are going to be challenged. So it is your staying for the ability for you to stay, even in the midst of challenges, shows how convinced you are that, oh, I am sent to do this. I am called to do this. I am supposed to be in this industry. This is where I'm supposed to operate and fulfill God's will for my life. So your conviction, are you really sure that you're supposed to be doing this? Because if you're not supposed to be doing this, you'll be wasting your time, wasting your resources, wasting your energy. So be sure. Many times I have, in fact, this year, Luna, I've had the most challenging year of my life. Between January, this is May, I've had the most challenging months. And then what keeps me staying here is the fact that I am convinced there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else I would rather be doing. So it is the conviction. That's number one. Get the conviction that I'm supposed to be here. The second thing that you have to get as a realtor is competence. Competence. Know everything you can about your industry. I'm talking not about CFO. This is not what is CFO or what is a deed of assignment or what is a landmark. This is not a matter of Dangote refinery or Lekki Free Trade Zone. I am talking about adequate, in-depth insight about your industry in a way that you can sit down with the likes of what's his name, Dangote, these GTEX guys, and you can share tangible advice, tangible insights that is not CFO, that is not landmark, that is not 1.2 million naira land with you. I'm talking about tangible industry insights. How much do you know your industry? Because the difference between you that is struggling and the high flyers is the depth of information that you have. CFO is basic. CFO is for kids. If you want to scale heights in this industry, you have to be competent. Many times you see me reading about Japan, I'm reading about Dubai, I'm reading about Singapore real estate. It may not be applicable in Nigeria here, I know, but I just want to have the knowledge. I have clients in diaspora and they're asking me questions. You need to be able to provide insights. So that's one thing that kind of sets me apart. And people are looking at Madame Landlady and say I'm one God. That's one thing I observed. I don't know if people are celebrating me today. What was that edge that I had when I came out? It is my in-depth of insight on the industry. That is my what's it called? My competitive advantage in this industry. That I have in-depth industry insight. That is not CFO. I'll take questions after. Okay, so you have to read, you have to study, attend trainings like this, even trainings beyond real estate. Don't be limited to only real estate trainings like this. Attend trainings in other what's it called? Other industries, right? So I want to rush. I'm looking at my time. Then the third thing is confidence. Confidence is very, very important. I know we all know what confidence is. Then the fourth thing is consistency. So this 4 C's is my primary formula: conviction, competence, confidence, and consistency. With these 4 things, I don't think there's any height you will not scale in the industry. These are the 4 things that I feel every single realtor must have. The same way the Bible says, put on the whole armor of God, right? This is how you must wear conviction. You must wear competence. You must wear confidence and consistency as like a badge of honor. All right? Then moving forward, you want to be a top performing realtor. I am somebody who is very, very obsessed with wholeness. Because as much as you are struggling, oh my God, it's going to be a long, long, long night if I want to delve into this thing. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a whole lot that goes on inside of you that now determines the results that you produce. So many times we are only focused on the external. What do I need to do? Who should I talk to? What should I post? What sites should I go to? Which estate should I launch? We are too concerned about the external that we forget what is going on inside of us. And because many of us have failed to address the internal part of our mindset, our wholeness, our emotional health, you find that when you get to the edge of your breakthrough, you are self-sabotaging. A lot of us, we are competent. We know what we are doing. We know our industry in and out. So they can wake you up and you say everything about real estate. But why is it that when you get to the edge of your breakthrough, you find yourself self-sabotaging? A lot of us are dealing with emotional traumas, childhood traumas. Nigeria is, in fact, here in Nigeria, if you're not careful, you're going to have mental breakdown every single hour because everything in Nigeria is wonderful. So many times I find that our realtors, we are too concerned about the external. So I had to take a couple of months and take courses on emotional intelligence. Take courses on mindfulness. Take courses that enabled me to heal and forgive. Now, I'm saying these things because as if I'm doing motivational speaking, but I'm telling you that if you don't fix your internal, you will keep struggling externally. Now, this is where I get to the point where I say, master your energies. Master your energies, master your emotions. Because many times there's nothing wrong with the estate. There's nothing wrong with the company. There's nothing wrong with the property. There's nothing wrong with your presentation. You have done your due diligence. You have told, in fact, you have speak all the grammar to convince the clients. But why is it that you're not able to close that sale? Sometimes it's not village people. It is the energy that you are giving off. And this is kind of a very lengthy conversation if we have to delve into that. But I will recommend a couple of persons that you can follow, because I am very, 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 very particular about mindfulness, about being very self-aware of what you're doing, what you are saying. Sometimes we even do this thing unconsciously. And it becomes that thing that hinders our progress or hinders us from closing that sale that we think we have done every single thing just for the clients to make payments and he's not making payments. What exactly is that bridge? Master your energies, master your emotions. If I let me do a recommendation, I recommend you follow Danny Morrell. If anybody can type that, Danny Morrell. Danny is Danny. Danny. Then Morrell is Morel. We need to follow these guys. He talk a lot about, and then Tony Robbins does a little of that. But I love Danny Morrell more because he's very, very practical. He talks a lot about mindfulness, about self-awareness. So to the point that when you're about to self-sabotage, you're able to catch yourself and not self-sabotage. So that's number one thing. Master your emotions, master your energies is very, very important. And another thing I also would like to say is that you have to heal. I love spirituality because I understand so much that the spiritual controls the physical. Whether you are a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a pagan, the spiritual controls the physical. So a lot of our mindfulness and spirituality must come from the place where we have a wholesome heart. This is not a part of this is not a I'm not talking about self-love. This is not a matter of I love myself, I love me. All those things that we say. I love myself, I am this, no, I'm talking about, do you really have a wholesome heart? Do you really have a wholesome heart? Because many times you think you have done everything you want to do, but your mindset should just be that challenge somewhere in plateau. Heal, get your spirituality intact, be very, very mindful, be very, very self-aware. Another thing that has helped to change the game for me is understanding times and seasons. Understanding times and seasons all the time. There's a part in the Bible where the Bible distinguished a sect of people and says the children of Issachar where they had understanding of times and seasons. Every single one of us at every point in our life, from when we became adults, from like 16 years old, if you care to connect the dots in your life, you will find out that the biggest breakthroughs you had happened at a particular time and something triggered it. But because a lot of times we are too unconscious, we are too careless, we don't pay attention to when and how did this thing happen that changed my life for the better. I'm always very, very mindful. The moment I have any breakthrough, whether a sale, whether any kind of breakthrough at all, I take time to sit down and I study, how did this breakthrough happen? How did this sale happen? Because patterns will always repeat. Because success will always leave footsteps. So many times you hit one breakthrough and you run off. Oh, I have hit it, and then you run, and before you know, you've made that 1 million naira, you've made that 2 million naira. But you find after a while, you come back to square one, like the prodigal son, and you're back to ground zero, and you start struggling again to get to the top. And you think it's normal. There's a whole lot that you need to sit down sometimes and study how your success happened. Study how your breakthrough happened. What did I do? At what time did it happen? What did I do? What did I say? Where did I go to? Even what did I wear? That what kind of mindset did I apply to get this breakthrough? And how can I raise and repeat? So when you have a breakthrough, don't just run off and say, oh, we move on to the next. No, I don't like that phrase, on to the next. Because many times you hit a breakthrough and you run off like prodigal child. But you will come back to square one if you don't take time to study patterns and processes. If you don't take time to study times and seasons in your life. Because patterns will always repeat. Whether good patterns or bad patterns, they always repeat. Every single sale I have been making since last year was me rinsing and repeating my process. But many readers are looking for something new, looking for something brand new wisdom, brand new knowledge. You want, how you apply this and apply it over and over again. If you are able to apply something and you got results, why not apply it over and over again to get the same result? Why do you have the mindset of, oh, we move on to the next? When you have an existing strategy that you can always rinse and repeat and get results and even amplify results, but you're always looking for something new. No, go back in time and look at what helped me at some point achieve a particular breakthrough and how can I rinse and repeat that process. It's something that has helped me and a couple of persons I have met in my journey. So understand times and seasons is very, very important. Another thing I will talk about is walking in your divine personality. Oh, this is a long conversation, but walking in your divine personality is that point in your life where you are not hustling, you are attracting. You are attracting based on the level of mindfulness, the level of work that you have done with yourself. And that's why I recommended Danny Morrell. If we start to have, we're not going to finish, but if you have the time, go to that guy's YouTube channel, go to his podcast, and take your time to listen to his podcast. You will learn a lot about mindfulness, about soul healing, about working in your divine personality. Very, very helpful. Another thing that has helped me is getting exposure. You want to be a top performing realtor, get exposure. With exposure, you can paint better pictures. With exposure, you can paint better pictures. With exposure, you can deal with average. A lot of us had very humble backgrounds. Very, very humble. But maybe your parents were not, you know how we all grew up, humble parenting and all of that. And then it has affected the things that we think we deserve. So you now see a lot of people settling for less than they deserve because it's what they are used to. They are used to mediocrity. So I was having a conversation some time ago with a couple of ladies, but they don't even invite me. I just shook my mouth. And then, am I making sense? Before I start talking and talking and talking, am I making sense? Is anybody making sense out of this whole conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
talking about exposure,
You're making sense, man.
with exposure, you can paint better pictures. When you have exposure, there are things that you literally not even beg to have. They just come to you. You just attract them by level of your exposure. It's like you have been in Nigeria all your life. You've not traveled out. You have been used to eating rice and amala, yam porridge. You are used to all of that. All of a sudden, you cannot just wake up one day and start craving Italian bolognese. No way. You can't wake up one day and start craving one French dish if you have not tried it before. If you wake up one day, you're craving pizza or you're craving one foreign food, it's because something exposed you to that food. Something exposed you to that thing. Right? So exposure will help you demand better. Exposure will help you paint better pictures. So there's a point in my life where I was saying the car I want to drive was Toyota Sequoia. And I was hyping myself, Toyota, I'm gonna get Sequoia. And in my head, at my level at that point, it was the biggest deal in my head. But as I grew, I was like, how on God's green planet Earth was I craving to drive a Sequoia? It's my exposure. We all have this point in our life where we feel like, oh, if I get this thing, I don't blue. If I have this thing, I don't hammer. But after how many years, you got that thing, but you don't feel like you've hammered. What happened? You have grown. You've gotten more exposure. So I always tell authors, expose yourself to the things that you were not used to, those things you were not born with, because our humble beginnings have a way of limiting you to rubbish. So I was talking to this group of girls, and then the girl said she was coming back from somewhere around 11 p.m. in the night, and she was stranded. And a vehicle, a very nice Jeep, parked to pick her up. And she entered the Jeep. The guy took her to her destination. And then the other person who was with her was like, it was not a guy. The guy said, oh, you're not even scared. What if he's a ritualist? What if he's a kidnapper? How would you enter a car of somebody you don't know? And I was listening to them, and I called the guy and I said, sorry to interrupt. If the girl was stranded by the roadside, a jeep came to pick you up, and you are assuming that what if he's a kidnapper or a ritualist. And I'll ask the guy, if it was a bike, Okada, that came to pick you, will you enter? The guy said yes. He would rather enter the Okada than enter the jeep. Why? Because if the Okada man wants to kidnap him or do anything funny, he can easily jump out of the Okada. And I said that is mediocrity speaking. You have been used to poverty. And that's why when you see wealth, you run away from it. When you see wealth, you assume that he is a kidnapper. We have this mediocrity in Africa in a way that we see wealthy people and they become a threat to us. We see a wealthy man and we say he's a ritualist. You see a wealthy person, you say he's a kidnapper or he's doing yahoo yahoo. Why is that your first response to wealth? Why does wealth come off as a threat to you? And you want to sell millions, you want to attract billionaires, but when you see them, you assume that they are doing dubious stuff. I am not saying that there are people who are not doing dubious things, then they. All right, I agree that there are people who are doing dubious things, kidnappers they. But if that is your first response to people coming around you who are wealthy, it is wrong. It is a mediocre mindset. And with that kind of mindset, you cannot attract wealth. So you see a young girl that wants to get married, for ladies that want to get married, and then a rich guy approaches you to, propose to you or something, and they're like, all these rich men, they will not say I'm marrying him for his money. They will now say it's for God his money. Or all these rich men, they don't, a lot of bias about wealthy people. But when a poor guy comes, please, no insult to anybody. I'm trying to make an instance that everybody can relate to. But when a poor guy comes to propose to you as a lady, you are open to that poor guy. You are welcoming. You will not convince yourself, oh, I will build with him. I will build. I am not saying it is wrong to build with a man. I am not saying, but I am challenging the mindset that makes you settle for less than you think you deserve. So you see people make crazy posts on social media and they say, can you marry a man who is in a one room, or can you marry, those stupid comments they make on Facebook, on social media, and people are engaging, and I'm like, that is mediocrity speaking, because it's only mediocre people that are still concerned about if it's a one room, or if it's a mansion, or if it's a bike, or if it's a car. If you grow yourself and your mindset to deserve better, automatically mediocre things will no longer interest you. And I don't care if anybody says I'm after the money, I don't care. But when you grow, when you expose yourself to wealthy things, you will know why you should deserve it. You will know that your background of, coming from a very humble family is one of the primary limiting factors. And if you don't break out from it, you keep struggling and going about in circles and wondering why you're not making significant progress in your life, because you see wealth as a threat. So many times I always like to hack my mind. I know that we've all had these humble backgrounds. That's why you must be very, very intentional about hacking your mind. The things you could not enjoy when you were younger, when you were small, those things you were deprived of. Now that you are a realtor, you're making some money here and there, ensure that you are giving yourself the right exposure. Take yourself to luxury places. Expose yourself to arenas where they are discussing money and wealth, because that is what you want to attract. So attach yourself to the things you want to attract. Attach yourself to the things you want to attract. So you see a couple of ladies, I don't know what I'm talking about the list tonight, but you see a lot of ladies, they're always going out to shop. We ladies, we have plenty clothes. You see us shop every day, we are buying clothes. But the day you want to go out, you'll be like, I don't even have what to wear. How will you have what to wear when everything in your wardrobe is Okeke? When they tell you to buy designer wear, you say it's too expensive. Me, I cannot use my 30K and buy one cloth. But you can use 500 naira and buy Okeke t-shirts. But the day you want to go to a very nice place, you don't have what to wear. How will you have what to wear? I'm in a meeting, please. Go ahead. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. So you need to begin to attach yourself to those things you want to attract. As a lady, as a guy, buy some luxury stuff for yourself. Buy some luxury thing, because there's a level of confidence that comes when you wear luxury. There's a level of confidence that comes when you wear luxury. Imagine you are maybe let me use an example. You wear a 100,000 naira suit for guys. Maybe you wear a luxury suit, or for ladies you wear a Zara or a Louis Vuitton a Louis Vuitton outfit. Do you see how it elevates your confidence? How it makes you feel good compared to when you are wearing a cheap clothes? That is what attaching yourself to luxury does for you. That's the level of confidence you want to have as a realtor, so that you can demand better for yourself. Attach yourself to the things you want to attract. If you don't, you will keep wondering why you are not attracting the kind of money, the kind of people, the kind of relationship that you want to have. So get exposure. If you have to travel, travel. If you have to, go to luxury places, get on a boat cruise, make billionaire friends. I am very, very intentional about that in my life right now. Making friends who are very, very wealthy. If you have to travel, for ladies, invest in yourself, invest in your physical appearance. I know it's basic, but do it. I know it's expensive, but do it. Expose yourself to those things that you never had the privilege of enjoying when you were much younger. It will change your life. Now that's for getting exposure. And the next thing I'll talk about here is the bait of advocacy. So let me do a run through. First of all, I've talked about the 4 C's that every realtor must have. I talked about conviction. I talked about competence, confidence, and consistency. And then I moved on to mastering your energies and mastering your emotions. It's very, very important. If you have to take courses on emotional intelligence, courses on building strength of character, so that you are not always all over yourself, always in your emotions, right? That's why I recommended this Danny Morel guy. Follow him so you learn how to master the kind of energy you are giving, because a lot of things can easily be avoided if you can manage your emotions very well. So you want to be a top performing realtor, you have to get out of your head and master your emotions and master the kind of energies that you're giving off. And then I talked about getting exposure so that you can paint better pictures. Get exposure so you can paint better pictures through travel, through having amazing friends, high value friends, investing in your physical appearance. Get exposure. Also very important. Testing their mic so that everybody can hear us. Okay. The person moving. Okay. The music has stopped. Thank you very much. Now, another thing I think that it's by him. That's what I'm basically trying to teach us tonight is how to really be a top performing realtor. Not only in the sales, not only in making the money, because it's easy to make the money when you are in the right state of mind, right state of body. All right, it's easy to make the money when you master your emotions, when you have strength of character, when you have built conviction. Every other thing is a byproduct of your investment in yourself, and that's the point where I'm coming from. I'm not going to tell you 3 things I did that helped me sell 40 plots some weeks ago. I'm not going to tell you all of that because that's like basic knowledge we all know. But I know it's a byproduct of the investment, your mindset, your heart set. All right. Now, the next thing that I have here before I round up is the bait of advocacy. Now, there's this victim mentality for ladies or for guys here. There's this thing, especially if you're a social media person, there's a whole lot of ideologies going around. People are always sharing their opinion and how they think women should live their life, and how they think everybody always have an opinion on how someone else should live their life, right? And there's just too much noise. Today you come here, somebody is saying this, and you consume all of that, and then you keep scrolling, someone else says another thing, and you're consuming all of those things. And then you're wondering why you're ending up confused. Why would you not be confused when you have too many things, too many persons you're listening to, too many things you are giving your ears to? You will be confused. Right? So I always say, get yourself out of the funnel, get yourself out of the end of the funnel. All right. So one thing I've been able to do in my life, I have my spiritual leaders in my life, my pastors. I have my mentor, just 2 of them. I have my personal pastor, that's my spiritual leader. I have my mentor, 2 of my mentors. And I have my inner circle friends. They know past 10. So these are the people I call my inner circle. My friends, my pastors, and my mentors. And then if anything happens in my life or I want to do anything, right? Or I am confused, I need direction, they are the people I run to. They're the people I listen to. Every other person is inconsequential. So be mindful who you are giving your ears to. I don't appreciate people laying their lives on the altar of social media, giving their ears to too many information. But right now, there's just too many content everywhere. People telling you how you should live your life, what you should do, what you should wear. There's just too much. And that's why I always tell young people, as early as you can, select your mentors, select your inner circle friends, select your spiritual leaders, people that you have vetted based on their value systems, based on the level of results that they have produced over time and they are consistent with, based on their mindset and their value systems. And then these are the people you give your ears to. They are the ones you go to for advice. It's not when you are passing through one challenge, you come on Facebook or on Twitter and you are scrolling, looking for who will give you advice, or you are sending admin, hide my identity. It's a very long way to live your life. And I always call that the bait of advocacy. It's not, it is a peasant way to live. You will never see Dangote come on social media trying to seek advice from anybody. You will never see the likes of Bill Gates or any of those wealthy guys coming on social media asking questions. Even questions as random as where can I get this piece of shoe? As random as that question is, you will never see high value individuals laying their lives on the altar of social media comments. It's a peasant way to, it's a mediocre way to live. It shows you do not have support systems. If you ever need advice in your life or direction, and the best place to go to is to go on somebody's Facebook or somebody's Twitter, or to go to one random Facebook therapist or Facebook a relationship coach for advice, is a very wrong way to live your life. Have your pastors, your spirit. If you're a Muslim, you can have your spiritual leaders in your religion. Have your mentors. Have your inner circle people that you can always go to. Do not lay your life on the altar of social media comments and posts. All right, so that you are not recycling your life. All right, now that's one thing that we need to get out of, is the bait of advocacy. Don't do that. Have your core team. It's one thing that keeps helping me stay right in the center of where I should be part-time. So you're not confused. You are not here today and there tomorrow. Presently, I have a plan till the end of December 2023. I can tell you what I'll be doing, and my core members know where I will be tomorrow, where I will be in the next 1 month, where I will be in October, what I will be doing in December. I have it laid out. So I'm not confused. I'm not at the point where I'm saying, oh God, what do I do right now? No. If I ever need advice at any point, I feel like I need to tweak something, I run to my inner circle and they can give you advice that because they understand your vision. And then they can help you come back on course or do one or two things that set you back on track. So have these people, vet them. They are very, very, very essential part of your life, your growth, your performance, and your overall productivity. Is it making sense to anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the last thing
Yes,
before I
we are
round up
making sense.
is how you can make laws work for you. Now, this for me is the game changer. Is a game changer. How you can make laws work for you. There are various laws. We have I believe we understand. We know these laws: the law of attraction, the law of recognition, the law of seeds, the law of compounding effect, the law of reciprocity. I always maximize these laws. If I ever get to a point in my life where I feel like I am doing too much, but I'm not getting the level of results that I should be getting, I activate one law. I find one law and I activate it. So I have 5 laws I've written. There are several laws. I think there are lots of laws. If you can read this book, for 8 Laws of Power, it's not a book I publicly recommend, but if you want to read it with a wholesome mind and take what you can, then you see what you can take from there. But there are 5 laws that I have written here that I work with. Is a law of attraction and manifestation. the law of attraction, the law of manifestation. So the law of attraction means that you want something and you keep it in your mind eye, physically as well, and then in your mind eye. So you ever get to this point in your life where you say, okay, you say, for example, you want to buy a Toyota Highlander, or you want to qualify for a Toyota Highlander or any of those Lexus 350 or something. And then the moment you set that goal, that this is the car you want, you start seeing that thing, right? You start seeing it. I don't know if anybody have experienced that thing before. The moment you say you want to achieve a particular thing, it just stays in your eyes. And before you know, it manifests. So I'm currently experiencing that in my life right now. I made a goal at the beginning of this year that I wanted to travel to a particular country. In fact, then what I did was I went to Instagram. I didn't even have the money at that time. I didn't have so much cash at that was in January. And then I went to Instagram. I went to get a particular travel agency that I was going to work with. Remember, I did not have the money, but I got the travel agency. I got their prices of what it would cost me to travel to that country. And then the more I kept on, I always go back to their page and I'll just go and be feeding my eyes with trips and trips and trips, and then it's manifesting already. Right? So that is the law of attraction. Keep it in your mind eye. Keep it in your mind eye. It works. It works if you do not, if you do not waver, it works. And then the law of manifestation, it works. And then when I work with the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, I always use affirmations as well. So I have pictures on my phone, pictures in my mind, and then I have affirmations. I keep declaring, I keep saying it. All right, and then it manifests. So that's one law you can make work for you, the law of attraction. If you say you want to close 1 billion in sales, write it down. It may not happen immediately, but trust me, it will happen. But so long as you build capacity to handle that thing, it will happen. Because it's one thing to say, I want this thing. It's another thing for you to build capacity to deserve that thing. And that's why I began with ensuring that you have built capacity and then you have a wholesome mind so that you are not self-sabotaging. Because you are desiring to travel abroad, you don't even have a passport. You want a car, you don't know how to drive. All of these things are self-sabotage that we do unconsciously. But you are craving but you don't have the capacity to handle that blessing. God may not bring you your way because this child, we say this child does not have the capacity to handle this blessing. So I'm going to hold on a bit until she build capacity for that thing. So as much as you are desiring a particular breakthrough in your life, build the capacity. You want to sell 100 million in sales or 300 million in sales, build capacity and look like that 100 billion you want to. I'm not asking you to empty your account trying to buy clothes or something, but look the part. It's very, very important. Look the part. Build the capacity in mindset, in communication skills, in ability to communicate your ideas. Build capacity for that breakthrough that you are praying for. It's very, very important because you keep wondering, I've been hustling, I've been posting, I've been this, but you do not. Capacity is not by posting. Capacity is not by what is C of or what is D of assignment. Capacity is it's what you build inside of you, from your mindset to your wholesomeness. All right. So make the law of attraction work for you. It's very, very important. Then the law of recognition. The law of recognition is very, very important. And this is where I'm going to make emphasis on Dr. Victor. Dr. Victor is somebody that I cannot tell my story without making reference to. All right. I talked about your pastors, your mentors, your inner circle people. This is recognizing the people that God have sent to your life part time. There are people that by virtue of associating with them, it's impossible to fail. Even if you are destined in this world, they say, this one you will fail. Maybe your village people have gang up that this one you will not make it in life. But by virtue of association, he is called the law of recognition and the law of association. By virtue of attracting yourself, of attaching yourself, it just becomes impossible.
You are muted, ma.
Mom,
Your mic is
we can't
muted,
hear
ma.
you. You are muted.
You are muted.
We can't hear you, ma. We can't hear you, ma.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Yes, we can
so
hear
how
you.
Can
long
hear
have I
you.
been muted, please? Where did I stop so that I know where to pick up from?
I believe where you were gesticulating.
Okay, so you were
Where
Look
you were
talking
at
talking
the
about
about
law of
Dr.
recognizing
Victor
the
being
way
in
people
your
have
recognition.
been
circle.
sent.
Sorry, come again. Where did
You were talking about Dr. Victor being in your circle of friends, people that have
Okay,
actually
okay, okay.
We are
made
talking about
impact in your life.
law of recognition. Law of
Thank you.
recognition, please.
Thank you. The law of recognition and the law of association. Who are you moving with? Who are you moving with? You want to. There are things I may say that may get some people angry, but please don't be angry. Please, please. That's why I say master your emotions. You want to attract some level of sales, right, in your life, some level of millions in your life, but you're still hanging out with people that cannot afford 2,000. That are still begging for 2K. Please don't misquote me. I am not saying that the man that has 2K will not rise. He is going to rise, he's going to make it in his life. But at this point in my life, there is a blessing I need to attract, and there's a person I need to recognize and move with, and you are not that person. So at a point, you will have to detach yourself from people who don't look like where you want to be, and attach yourself to the people who look like the future you want to be a part of. Please, I'm not saying that if you don't have money today, you cannot have money tomorrow. You see all those things they are for peasants. Oh my God. Those mindsets that we not get money today, go make tomorrow. I understand. When you make and we go roll. But for now, two broke people cannot be moving together. We cannot go far. In fact, one person will pulling the other back. So recognize the law of recognition. Recognize the people in your life that you need to attach yourself to, so that it becomes easy for you to attract what you want. So you want to be a top-selling realtor, attach yourself to top-selling realtors. Leave all the ones that you have been used to. And because we didn't say WhatsApp group, leave them. Somebody that is still struggling to sell one plot. You go rise, oh bro, and they pray for you, you go rise. But for now, let me go and attach myself to who don't they sell hundreds of plots. You find a way to get yourself into their circle. Whether it's a land seller or not a land seller, it doesn't have to be a realtor like you. A lot of my friends are not even realtors like myself, but they are all doing well in their industry. These days, I'm always very, very intentional about moving to people that have money. Because I want to have money. Who should I be moving with before? Who should I be moving with before? So you are anticipating a particular lifestyle, a particular breakthrough, but you are moving with a set of people that does not look like where you are going to. So tomorrow your destiny helper sees you in that network, and you don't even look like who he wants to help. So we are so blessed with having Dr. Victor as a leader right here. And Dr. Victor is somebody that I recognize God's grace upon his life. So much. If he tells me do A, I don't need to even go. He's a member of my inner circle. He's my inner circle G. Like, if I need advice today, Victor is one person I can always run to. And whatever he says, I can take it hook, line, and sinker. If Victor says do this, I will do it. I will not debate it. Why? I recognize the grace that he carries. I recognize the fact that he is where I am not. And I want to be where he is. So the best thing I can do for myself or for my future is to mellow down and follow him. That's why I said, have your mentors, have your spiritual leaders, have your inner circle. Do not subject yourself to random peasants. And this is not me discriminating. If you see it as discrimination, no problem. Our fight is different. If you think I'm segregating, no wahala. We are going to different paths in this life. We go meet for front or not. To attach yourself, recognize the people who are where you want to be, whether they are mentors, whether they are pastors, whether they are role models. Attach yourself to them and follow them religiously. And before you know, you begin to manifest that lifestyle. It just rubs off on you automatically. It's like an anointing. By virtue of it's like being in water. Let's say you are you are standing here, your body is dry, but the moment you get close to water and it just rubs off on you, it's like an aroma, like an aura. It just rubs off on you. I don't know if it is making sense to anybody, but it's a very, very important law that we need to activate so it can work for you. The law of recognition, the law of association. Another law here is the law of seeds. I'm rounding up the law of seeds, the law of giving, the law of sowing seeds. Whether it's financial seeds, whether it's any kind of seed, whether it is, you see, you know one thing that worked for me, even when I didn't have money in 2019, 2020, I was making educational videos on real estate, making videos and posting, educating people is a seed that I was sowing in the hearts of people in a way that the day you want to buy a property, you will think about me. It's a seed. So many times you're looking for a harvest. Have you sown seeds? Everything that you do has to go out as a seed. For me, even as tiny as giving somebody 1,000 naira, so I might just, you beg me or I give you. For me, it's a seed. I don't see any of my acts of service as a random act of kindness. I always see everything I do, whether you meet me, like you meet me today and tell me, oh Mercy, I need advice, and I give you an advice. For me, it's a seed that has gone into the womb of time. So I activate the law of seeds, whether it is in giving value, educational value, like I'm doing right here, or whether it's in helping somebody, pulling somebody up, or whether it's in giving a gift to a leader or somebody you admire, whether a birthday gift or any random gift at all. It's always a seed that has gone into the womb of time. It will accumulate and give you results. So activate the law of seeds. Giving works a lot for me, a whole lot. Whether giving my time, whether giving my money, whether giving my energy, any kind of giving at all, the seed. Activate the law of seeds. If you are a Christian here, you understand the law of tithing, the law of seeds, the law of all of those offerings that we do, right? It works. So activate the law of seeds. Then the law of reciprocity. This works also in line with the law of seeds. So let's say the law of reciprocity means that something that you want to happen for you, you do it for somebody, right? So I want somebody. There's this mentor that I want. My current mentor right now, I have two mentors only, a male and a female. The female, I wanted her mentorship. That was in 2017, 2018. 2018, yeah. I couldn't afford it. In fact, her mentorship is in dollars. I could not afford it. And then I was like, okay, what can I do for this woman that will make her indebted to me? Not very well that she's a very wonderful woman. She has her money. She's high up there. I never even reached there. So many times we're always thinking, oh, what can I give this person that have made it already? There's always something you can give. So I said, okay, what can I do to make this person indebted to me? So I kept on following her. And then one day she made a post on one Facebook group that we all belong, asking somebody to do something for her. The person she asked to do that thing for her was not even online at that time. So I picked it up and I did it for her. Sent her a message. Oh, ma, I saw your comments that you needed this particular thing and I have done it for you. And that was how I aimed her mentorship till date, just by virtue of doing something for her. So by virtue of doing something for you, you are forced to reciprocate the favor. The law of reciprocity. Do unto, or the Bible says, do unto others what you want them to do to you as well. So I always activate the law of reciprocity. So I don't always feel entitled to anybody's time or anybody's money or anybody's anything. I feel like if I want something from you, there's something I must do. And this is not to abuse grace. There's a part of grace where you don't have to do anything. Grace just covers you. That one day. But there's a part where you have to take responsibility and do what you need to do to attract what you want in your life. So activate that law, the law of reciprocity. And the last law I have here is the law of compounding effect. The law of compounding effect simply means you keep doing what you're doing, you keep staying consistent, and before you know, it just keeps accumulating. And before you know, you just have your rain. Your rain just falls. So the law of compounding effect is basically you've been doing something and then you are wondering, oh, why am I not getting results? Why am I not, and you're doing the right thing. You're very sure you are doing the right thing. Just be patient, be consistent, and then be patient. And before you know, all of the hard work, when I was doing all my work in 2018, I didn't get results. 2019, no result. 2020, I kept on doing it. Between October, after the lockdown was lifted in 2020, the kind of result I have never had in my life, I had that result in 2020, 2020 and 2021. All my 2 years of labor came down together towards the end of the year. So the law of compounding effect works, and you being patient, and definitely you reap your harvest. So this is all I have put together here to share with us, and I hope that it made sense to anybody. If you have questions, you can ask me now and I will take them.
Thank you so much, Madame Landlady, for this
Thank you
class.
so much,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Come on, let's just cheer up our big. Let's give a round of
So
applause.
much.
Thank you.
Just
Thank you so
Thank
if
you
you
so
can
much.
much,
God bless
Madam
Thank
clap the
you,
clap if
Mr.
you
Landlady.
you.
can.
Ma,
Just
You.
just
Thank
just
Connect
cheer
to
thank
up,
that
you
please.
grace.
Thank you so
so
Thank
much.
much.
you.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Like
Thank you so
Truly.
much.
we
God
literally
Thank
bless.
you
we
so
literally
much. Thank
got
you
value
so
More,
much.
out
more
This
here.
is
knowledge,
very
more
Thank you.
views,
thank
more
you.
bigger
Thank
view,
you. Thank you
bigger
so
than
Thank
much.
you.
2025
God
view.
bless
That's what I'm
you.
praying for you. I'm an evangelist.
Thank you so much.
Really
Thank you.
Thank you
I
very
prophesy
Thank
into your
you
much.
life.
so much. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank
So
you.
bless you, ma.
thank you.
Okay, if we have any
What
questions, I would really like to take them. I love taking questions, Kai. I love taking questions.
definitely there are
my name is
questions.
Daniel. I have a question.
Sorry?
Actually, I want to ask you, or maybe
Sorry,
uh,
Daniel. Can you please mute your mic
what?
and unmute again? Your mic is not very clear.
Hello. I
Yeah,
said I have a question. My name is Daniel.
okay.
Yes. I would like to ask that as a new realtor on board, what advice do you have, and what particular strategies can you give to people that are new in board?
People who are new in the industry,
Yes. Yes.
this is my advice from my few years of experience. If you're new in your industry, don't be everywhere. Don't be everywhere. Stay where you are. Stay with Land Republic. I am telling you this from the depth of my heart, that if you stay with one under a leader, let me explain this in a way you're going to understand. You are new in the industry. If you try to want to do everything at the same time, you will burn out. Thankfully, you are in Land Republic. Stay with Land Republic. Stay under the leadership. There's something about being under the right leaders that makes your journey easy. There's something about being under the right leadership that makes your journey easy. As a realtor, for anybody that follows me, you will see that I don't do too many companies. But I don't think I've worked more than 3 companies since the last 4 years. I've not worked more than 3 companies. Stay with one thing I'm learning right now, one company. It makes your journey very easy. All right. Thankfully, Land Republic provides a platform like this for you to learn. They hold several trainings like this, right? You have a platform to learn every single thing you want to learn. Learn about the industry, gather the right knowledge from webinars like this. You attend trainings, you arm yourself with the right knowledge. You have the right product to work with. Keep doing your thing. Just stay here, stay under the right leadership that provides you a platform to thrive and grow and learn. Stay with them, push their products, and then you have access to almost free mentorship from Dr. Victor. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna give to a new realtor. Don't be in a hurry to go out there. Don't be in a hurry to soar. Don't be. I won't even call it soar. Don't be in a hurry to go out there. It's a very very dangerous market. It's a very very dangerous. So you need to be sure that your beginning stage you lay the right foundation. This is like the advice I can give to any beginner realtor. Stay under the right leadership. I hope that makes sense to you.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that,
Thank
Mal. You're
you.
so grateful. All
Thank
right,
you.
please. Anyone with any other questions that I want to
Yeah.
ask?
Good evening. I have a question,
Good
ma.
evening, ma.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead with
Okay.
your question.
Okay. I have 2 questions. Thank you for the session so far. Okay, first question. Like when you were starting out, what were the other things you were doing, like part-time as a realtor to make those times you said you were not really like earning much? What are part-time things you were doing those times to earn money? And then my second question is, as a realtor, like starting out, is it good to niche down? Like some people said they sell new apartments. Some are like they just sell land. Some are like they want to focus on land banking. Some are like they want to focus on like developing properties. Like, is it good? And some are like they want to like sell based on a state. They don't want to like focus on other states. Let's say just want to sell based on just Enugu or Lagos. They don't want their states. So as starting your journey, is it okay to niche down and say, okay, this is just I want to just deal with just land banking. I want to deal with development. I want to deal with selling just in my state.
You are muted, ma.
You are actually muted now. We
I
can't
have
hear
no
you.
idea why my mic. I'm so sorry about that. So you were saying your first question is, what did I do when I wasn't making the sale? So first of all, I was very, very convinced that this real estate I die here. Like, I was so convinced that this is where I'm supposed to be. But when I was not getting the result I was supposed to get, I had a side hustle that was giving me money. So I used to have not really a salon. It's I was a nail technician. I was fixing nails. That was in 2016, 2017, 2018. So I fixed nails for ladies. I fixed eyelashes. Then, right, I don't do that anymore. But that's what I was doing at that time to make some money. So when I during the weekends I'll go about. I didn't have a shop, but I'll just stay with one of my acquaintance. She had a salon where she makes hair. So I'll just carry my things and go there, and then I'll be making nails for people, and I was making money from that. And then during the week when I don't have so much jobs, I now go to the market to share my flyers and do my prospecting. So that's how I was making money from the nails business to support myself since I wasn't making sales. All right, so it can be very, very frustrating if you're only doing real estate and then there's no money coming in, and then you don't have anybody funding your life. It can be very, very frustrating. So that's what I did. Talking about niching down, yes, as a beginner realtor, niche down, no, niche down. It helps you build authority faster. It helps you get track record. Okay, so if you have been observing me, for anybody who has been following me for a while, you'll find out that I hardly do houses. Do I have a witness in the house? I hardly do houses. You see me doing more of land, 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 land. But recently, I think since October last year, I began to just add houses here and there. So I began land to niche down. I focused on land and I focused on Lagos because this is where I live. This is where I have control over the market. This is where I have control. I can always walk into any office and I'll go for inspection. I can easily get my client's document here. So imagine me in Lagos here. I'm a new realtor. I don't know anything. I sell land for Enugu. Where will I start from? So it's difficult as a beginner. Maybe when you now blow, you can now do a lot of things. But don't make that mistake of trying to take on too many things. You're going to burn out. So yes, if you have to niche down, niche down. But I advise you niche down. Then because it helps you build track record. Let me tell you what it did for me. When I came into the industry, I began with lands that are very affordable. Lands of 800K, that was then when we still had cheap lands. 800K, 1 million, 750K, 600K lands that year. That was what I used to start. Now, many persons were telling, I was seeing a lot of my colleagues, they were selling land of 30 million, 20 million, and they were always telling me, Messi, can't sell this one, 30 million naira land, you know how much commission you will make. I know, but I did not have the network of people that can buy land of 30 million at that my beginner level. And people who patronize you want to see a track record. They want to see that you have been selling before. So I knew that the only way for me to sell quicker as a beginner who does not have a very high network, I don't know any billionaire that can buy land of 30 million. I knew that I had friends in my church, in my environment that can buy land of 600K, 800K. I began to sell those ones using it to build track record. So by the time I now begin to post land of 40 million, you will see my track record of 800K land that I have been selling. Is it making sense to you? If you have to niche down, please niche down. Don't be in a hurry to fly. Don't be in a hurry to copy those who are selling land of 120 million. Except that is the niche you want to go in. It is good. If you say, I don't want to do cheap land, I want to do land of 80 million upwards, go and niche down there. If you know Leki Ajayi Koyi, she doesn't sell land, she does strictly houses. If anybody here knows her, if you go to her page, it's strictly houses you sell. You will see. I know a lot of realtors too who don't sell lands. All you see them post is houses. That is their niche. That is where they have comparative cost advantage. That is their area of strength. So wherever I have, when it comes to selling land, that is my forte. For selling lands, I can in a quarter, January to March, I can sell like only one house or two houses. But in that quarter, I can sell over 40 plots of land. But I know that land is my forte. So wherever you know you have strength, keep yourself there and use it to build track record. So at the moment you're using it to learn, to build capacity, to meet people, to meet customers that will buy from you easily and will even refer people to you. So that's when you are selling back to back and it gives you consistent sales. So niche down. When it's time to fly, you will know. When it was time for me to start selling houses in October last year, I knew. And the day I put up my first house, avocado apartment, I sold 3 bedroom here in less than 1 week. Don't be in a hurry to fly. I've been selling out lands for 3 years. Lands only. But the day I put out one house in October, I sold 3 bedroom duplex. So niche down. Yes, it's an advice. Niche down. If it's in the luxury market, you want to niche down, go and stay in the luxury market. If in the average market, there are various categories of buyers. We have the first-time property buyers, we have the returning buyers, and then we have the luxury buyers. For whatever category you say you want to serve, just go there and niche down. It helps you to build authority faster. And that way, it's going to help you scale easily in the long run. Did it make sense to you?
Thank you very much, Matt. I got it.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I think I saw one question somewhere in the comments. I don't know if I can see that question again. Okay, someone is asking. This is Fred. Fred says, you shared that during your hustling days, you were out sometimes sharing flyers. How were you keeping track of the people you gave the flyers to? And how were you following up with them to be able to close those deals? Now, in my 1 year and 6 months of sharing flyers, it's been long since I shared flyers. But I even want to start doing it again. But I don't know if I have the energy to do that. But throughout the period I shared flyers, I only closed one deal. Only one deal. And that was 2 plots of land somewhere in Ipetile. But how I think I did my follow-up. I don't know whether it's those people that was worrying me that year. But what I did was that whenever I approach them, I give them flyers and make sure I collect their contact. And then we have WhatsApp. So I collect their contact and I tell them that I'm going to send you a message. So at the end of the day, when I have spoken to them, they gave me the ones that gave me a very good response, the ones that gave me audience. At the end of the day, this was in 2018. I would send them a WhatsApp message that, oh, I was the girl that met you earlier in the day, describe our meeting point and all of that. And then they get to save my number. And then I am marketing on my status. And then they get to see it. And even if they don't want to view my stories because they may not have the time, I always have educational videos that I'm putting out. So whenever I make educational video, like maybe 5 things to do when you want to buy a property, I send it to them and then they are watching. And that way I am nurturing them to trust me. Right. And then after sharing flyers to them, I don't just share flyers one day and go. I always go back occasionally. That's what I did then. Maybe if I go there on Monday, on Friday, if I go back to that same place, I'll just check up on them and say, so they keep seeing your face. So they are seeing my face physically. They know I'm not a one-time run-off person. And then I'm on their WhatsApp, sending them messages, educating them on real estate, sending them to my Instagram page. Then, and that's what I did. But it's been long since I shared flyers. It's been a long time. And I don't know if that's strategy, but I believe that it should still work if you do it that way. So it's basically sharing flyers with them, still stay in their faces, go back and see them occasionally. Don't just stay in, don't just share flyer and go. After about a week or two, go back and see them, chat them on WhatsApp, tell them, oh, I'm the one you met the other day, just to tell you thank you for giving me audience and all that, and then see how that will lead you to something good.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. Well, I actually have a question to ask. Just one question
Okay.
to ask. Please, I wanted to ask, how do you follow your own client? Like how do you get, like, for a beginner, how do you get clients?
For a
Because
beginner,
yes,
go
how
ahead.
do you get
Sorry.
because someone, when I was, because I'm a beginner actually. They told me that you just have to post your land, just post on your social media platform. So I've been doing that for over like 2 years now. I think this is the second year. This is the second year now. I've not gotten any clients actually, no clients at all. So
Okay.
I don't know, how can you attract, how can you get those clients from what you are selling?
Okay. So here's the thing. As a beginner, this is like one advice I'll give to anybody, whether you're a beginner or you have been here for a long time. Go out and talk to people. You can make sales online. Beautiful. A lot of my sales comes from Instagram, but the sales that gives you the most money, right? They are not on Instagram, because the men that have money to buy lands of hundreds of millions, they don't have time to be scrolling on Facebook or cruising on Instagram. They don't have that time. It's like that go is scrolling on Instagram. He's not have that time. So go out. You have been putting out posts online and it's not working for you. I go out for one-on-one marketing. I don't share flyers, but I get into offices and talk to people one-on-one. The big money that you want, sorry to say, is not online. Online will give you sales. You will be lucky one day. God will bless you. I've met clients. One client, one deal I closed sometime in I think March or thereabout. He bought a land of 40 million naira. I have never seen it before. In fact, the guy that bought the house from me that I sold a couple of January as well for the 6.5 million. I also made a guy online. It happens that you can see people with big money online. It happens. But how consistent is it? If you really want to make good sales, when I mean good sales running into millions, those deals are offline. The big deals are offline. Maximize your church, right? And that's why I always tell people, if you have a big product like real estate, you cannot be attending one church that is in the corner of the streets that they only have 10 chairs inside. I'm not trying to abuse the church. Please don't misunderstand me. But I am a business person and I understand that location matters a lot. All right. The same way you are preaching location in real estate, it matters in where you get your clients. So at the point I left my church, that was 2018. I know they attend any kind of church. No vex. But I want something that is mutually beneficial. As I serve God, I'm serving the Lord and I'm making the money. So you attend a very good church, you can maximize your church network, like House on the Rock. Thank you, Dominion City next week, Elevation Church. Those are the way people have money. That's where I used to attend though. Nobody should be angry. I have my permanent church. I attend Winners Chapel. That's my permanent church, Winners Chapel. But once in a while, I check in Christ Embassy, check in House on the Rock, so that I can. It's the same God that we are serving in that place. So as a beginner realtor, as you are posting online, also go and talk to people outside. If you have to get into offices, if you see, there's one place. Let me tell you what I want to do on Monday. There's one very close to where I stay. There's one shopping mall like that. One um all these commercial buildings now. There's this guy there. He's selling tiles, all these building materials, tiles and iron doors, security doors that are importing from Italy, China, all those things. I want to go there and enter the man. Those men don't have time to be scrolling on Facebook. So if you are relying on Facebook and Instagram, you are losing a whole lot. You will make sales, but you're losing a whole lot. Get out and meet people face to face. Talk to people. Your church Events, me and events are 5 and 6. I'm always in an event, always going out because, and I have my complimentary card in my bag. If I meet you, I must collect your number, and we must talk about real estate. So if you have not been making sales on Instagram, please get out and talk to people. Start from your church. One thing I used to do when I was going out to do one-on-one sharing flyers, I used to have a script of what I would say. So I wrote that script, I printed that script, and I began to read it and read it, enter my head. So when I meet you, I'll just run the script down so that I will not meet you and not say I don't know what to say. I'll write down a script so that I know what to say. So if you have to write down a script and know what to say, write a script. So when you go and meet them, you know me stammering. So yes, Dr. Victor should know this thing I am saying, that there is big money offline. The most money in real estate is made offline. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying to you. So go out and make some big money offline. All right? That was all.
Good,
That's all.
good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Yes, you mentioned something about competence, in-depth knowledge.
Yeah.
So, and you said C of O did of assignment, they are not in-depth knowledge. So I want to ask you what exactly is in-depth knowledge. Then again, I want to ask about learning. Should we take? Should I take? Can I take marketing courses as a beginner? Should I take marketing courses, and which other courses should I take so as to expand my knowledge?
Okay. So as a realtor, the basic it's beginner knowledge to know what a CFO. I mean, even your clients say
I
some
want to
clients
make
that you
an
meet.
input here. I'd like to make an input. When you are done, I want to make an input from the marketing and sales perspective, please. Thank you.
I didn't get that actually.
Now, I said when you are your explanation, I think I have an input to make regarding sales
Okay.
and marketing.
Oh, great,
Thank you.
great. So talking about I lost my thought. The first question was, sorry, please come again with that first question. I kind of lost my
The
thought.
first
knowledge.
question was about competence. Yes.
Yeah, in-depth knowledge. So some clients even know what CFO more than you do. I mean, every investor these days, they know CFO. It's like everywhere on social media. Everybody has that. It's on Google. Everybody has that knowledge on what CFO, what is it of assignments. Those are basic knowledge, and you should not limit yourself to basic knowledge, right? So if you meet an investor, you should be able to tell an investor something he has not had before. When I mean in-depth knowledge, I'm talking about concrete industry analysis, how the market has moved over the last 10 to 20 years, and where the market is going to in the next 5 years. So now Ibejuleke and Ekpe is trending. After Ibejuleke and Ekpe is sold out, where's the next place we are heading to? You should be able to give those insights on where the market is headed so that first mover investors can get there first and invest. When I mean industry in-depth insights, is looking at the urban planning in Lagos, Nigeria. And no, I know you're not an urban planner. I know that's the excuse you may want to say, I didn't do urban planning, I'm not a town planner, but there's nothing limiting you from having the knowledge and driving the conversation. So we have a lot of urban planning challenges in Nigeria. What can you say about it? So let's say CNN invites you for an interview, and they're asking you, okay, we observe that there's this flooding all the time in Lekki. There's this flooding here and here in Nigeria. What can you say about it? And what are the what's it called? What solutions would you advise us to? What can you say about that? As a realtor, you were supposed to have that kind of knowledge. The world is gradually going to the point of technology. We now have tech houses, tech this, tech that. What can you say, or how can you say, oh, we should be able to improve in the tech in real estate? How can we, infuse tech in real estate in a way that it improves the quality of our lives? You should have those insights. Now the world is tilting towards, you hear climate change, you hear eco-friendly houses, you hear sustainable cities. What can you say about sustainable cities, about climate change, and how it preserves our planet, how it improves the quality of our life? I know Nigeria is a country that does not pay attention to those details, but there's nothing holding you from having that information and driving the conversation. So beyond CFO, what can you tell me? So usually I have this team member, this guy on my team, and he's always sending me insights from Japan, from China, from several countries of the world, and I'm reading their reports on real estate. I know that some of those things may not be applicable in Nigeria at the moment, but there is a new Nigeria that we are clamoring for, Abi. New Nigeria, new Nigeria. We're not even ready for it. We don't even have the knowledge that will empower you for that new Nigeria. So we are claiming new Nigeria. What's the new Nigeria that we are all shouting for? What's going to be in that new Nigeria? More decent housing, more eco-friendly spaces, more sustainable cities that pays attention to climate change. So that is the new Nigeria. Because if you're saying new Nigeria, what exactly in that new Nigeria applies to real estate? It's sustainable cities, eco-friendly homes. It's climate change, climate preservation. So you should be able to learn that. So if you want to stay only on CFO level, you can't go global, because in the UK, they don't know what is CFO. So if you're looking to go global, you have to have global knowledge on real estate. Because the CFO that you know and the that you know, once you cross semi-border, is no longer applicable. Am I communicating? Once you leave here and go to
Yes, ma, you are.
Cotonou, your knowledge already, you have left it behind. It is not applicable in Cotonou. Ordinary Cotonou here, it does not apply. And you are saying you want to be a global realtor. You need to have global insights. So stop reading only. And then for the trainings that you asked about, you talked about trainings on sales. Yes, you can have trainings on sales as well. I don't only limit myself to trainings on sales. In fact, training on sales, out of the last training on sales, oh my God, my light has gone off. The last training on sales that I had was in October last year. Hold on, let me fix this my light. I don't know why my light is going off. See, I don't have that time right now. So the last training on sales I attended was in October last year. Every other training I've been taking has been training on communication skills, training on negotiations. All right. So negotiation skills, how to communicate your ideas. I've been taking trainings on my femininity. This one now, ladies, I think we are going to have a separate room for this femininity thing, because it's very, very important. So you don't only limit it to sales, because sales is it's like a puzzle. Several things have to come together for that sales to happen. How do you bargain? You are in a meeting with a client. How do you negotiate with a client in a way that you are bringing the best deals to the table? The client, okay, let's say for an example, you are in a meeting with investors like Access Bank. They're looking to invest like 1 billion naira in a particular property. Trust me, the commission there is not 1.2 million naira one plot. The commission there is not 500 square meters. Am I making sense? So don't limit yourself to only sales trainings. It's good. How to sell, how to close, how to perfect is good. But that should not be the only training you're taking. Take trainings on communication, how to communicate, how to pitch your business to people that you meet, because people may find that I don't even know what to say. And your client is the one out talking you. You shouldn't be. How to master conversations, how to master your emotions and energies. I did a 6-month course on emotional intelligence one time. And one of the things we did during that training was even how to meditate and how to apply laws, how to make laws work for you. See, a whole lot of things goes into selling. So, yeah, take sales trainings, but do other things. Do other trainings as well. I've taken trainings on how to style, how to wear nice clothes, what I should wear per occasion. I have trainings on that, what to wear, how to style my essence. I've had trainings on my feminine energy. All right, so don't limit it to only trainings on sales. What's the English word? You have to be versatile. Okay. Did I answer
Thank
your
you so
question,
much.
please?
Yes, you did, ma.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Madame
I think I want
Landlady.
to make input. Hello, I want to
Thank you.
make input
Ingo
here.
is raising up his hand.
Okay.
Hello.
Back.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you
please.
hear me?
Someone was going to say something. Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You've been so wonderful in
Thank
this very out. It's been a very wonderful you've made this evening. But I just want to say that not everybody we understand. has been in the mainstream of this very realty business. The person who spoke last was asking about the kind of training that he should have or equip himself with before he can be able to perform as a good realtor.
Yes.
Concerning marketing and sales, yes, you've actually said a lot in that respect. But what is very fundamental here is that among the things you've mentioned tonight, you said we need to have confidence.
Yes.
Okay, as one of the things we should be able to equip ourselves with.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that confidence has to go with competence.
Yes.
You find out that as a salesperson, the only way you can thrive is when you are confident of yourself, first of all,
Yeah.
confident in the product you're selling,
Yes.
and confident in the very organization that you're representing.
That's right.
But these can only be piloted on the basis of the knowledge that you have.
Absolutely.
So that aspect of product knowledge is very, very, very critical here. Like you said, it is not very, very good for you to be in conversation with a prospective client and the person is running ahead of you when you are supposed to be in control of the particular conversation as a professional.
Yeah.
So what I want to say in this respect is that it is important that, yes, probably as a beginner, that aspect of sales skills, selling skill is very, very, very fundamental because that will help to build your confidence in your ability to present whatever you intend to offer as a product to a particular customer or a potential client. So that's my input for now.
That's
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Martin. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Madame Landlady. I appreciate it. Thank you so much once again.
Emma,
You've
Thank you.
dispensed tonight. Really appreciate. But there's this one question I would like to ask you.
Okay.
Many female realtors have been having this conversation with. I've been asking me this same question, so I'd like to throw it to you now. And the question is this: how do you handle uh advances thrown at you from, let's say, guys that you are talking to about real estate and they're throwing advances at you? How do you handle it? How have you been able to close those kind of people? What do you do to close them? That's the question.
Okay. So I get this question all the time. Every single time I have a training, there's always one lady that has this question. And I've only had one experience in my years of doing real estate. I've only had one experience from a guy making advance at me. And quite funny. But what I did that day, when I was chatting with the guy on WhatsApp and he began to, act funny, asking us to hang out and all of that, I left him in the chat. I didn't respond to him. I left the chat there, hanging. Thankfully, I always have a truckload of leads to attend to. So I left the guy to do whatever he was doing. Of course, I saved his number, and then he was seeing I was always active on WhatsApp, but I was not responding to him. After a while, like a month or 2 months, only him came back to me and said, "Okay, let's do this. Okay, now you are ready. When you are ready, come at this stock business." So it's me. I'm very, very brutal, actually. Very, very brutal, and I don't take rubbish. The moment you begin to give me those advances, I knew that, okay, it's time to take my bag and leave that table. And I'm able to say this because I have people that are waiting for me to attend to them. So you cannot be wasting my time. And I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate. It's when you are desperate, you settle for rubbish. Know when to leave deals. So when these guys, most times, these guys that are making advances at you, right? They know what they are doing. They are conscious. They really want to buy. Some of them really, really want to buy. But because America are very, very wonderful set of people, they want to do what they want. They want to eat their cake and then still have it. But so what I do is I lead the conversation. And it's not an advice. I'm not giving this as an advice to anybody. What I'm saying is I don't waste my time. I know how to qualify leads that are ready, that would not have me compromise my values for commission of how much. I would never compromise my values, never for anything. I would rather walk away from that deal. I won't even engage in that conversation. The moment you begin to engage with them, you are fueling their fire. So, because these men, they really, really want you to maybe sleep with them or something. So, the moment they start making those advances and you are still in the chat responding to them, You are fueling their fire. What I do, I walk out of that conversation because there's nothing I'm going to say. You just keep going about in circles because actually, except you want to have sex with the guy, you just have sex immediately, it happens. But if you cannot compromise your values, walk out of that conversation. It's as simple as that. Except you're ready to have sex with him, you can continue because there's nothing you will say that will change that guy's mind. Absolutely nothing you will say that will change his mind. There's no way you want to confirm. If it's some persons will tell you, find a way to change the conversation. Then if you change it, he will bring you back there. He will bring you back. It's not a guy. It's not guys. They want something, they will hunt for it until they get it. So if I know I don't even have that energy at that time to be engaging you, what will I even tell you? I don't even have words to tell you. When you tell me, okay, Messi, let's hang out, and I know what you want, I don't have words to tell you. What I do, I walk away. I leave you in that chat hanging. Whenever you are ready to buy land, you will come and talk business. I don't have that time. So this is not even an advice to anybody. If you feel you want to have sex with them, it's your choice. You're an adult. You know what to do. But if you feel that you cannot compromise the body, which I would never do, compromise my body for how much deal. I don't care if you're buying land of 1 billion naira. I would never use my body as a bait to get a deal. So the thing I will do once that's gotten to that point, I will walk away quietly, and preserve my respect and dignity quietly. The guy I did this to, after a month or two, he came back and he bought the land from me. I said, no, it's when you begin to engage them, they will know that you are desperate. They will know that you need the money. They don't begin to see it as if they are trying to do you a favor. And that's the least point you ever want to be in any deal. At the point where the client sees that he's trying to do you a favor, it's a wrong place to be. A very, very wrong place to be. Instead of you to see
All
me
right,
as
ma.
if you are
Thank you.
trying to make my life better, I will carry my bag and walk away and keep my self-respect. So anybody
Thank you
that
very
makes
much
sense
for
out of
that.
it, makes sense out of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. We're
I see
so
my
grateful.
ex-boy in the beauty. My ex-boy in the beauty.
Okay, so we have Mike and Christiana and Princess raising your hands. Do you have any question, Mike, Christiana,
Yeah,
and
good
Princess?
evening. Good
Okay.
evening, ma.
Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing, ma? Yeah,
I'm awesome.
thanks for the teaching so far. I have two questions. No, the first is not a question. I just need something from you. Can I get your Instagram handle?
Madame Landlady. Madame May. The French word for Madame. Madame May. Landlady. Madame. Someone can help me type it in the comment section or the chat there. Madame Landlady. That's it.
Okay. My other thing is you are talking about prospecting. Actually, I've been prospecting, but since I'm in this training today, I would also like to learn more from you the way you prospect to clients. Do you
Okay.
get me? I don't know if you can just have a practical section of that right
Okay.
now, like the way you prospect, the way you talk to them, like that. Do you get me, ma?
Yeah, I do. So when I'm
Okay.
prospecting, two things I do that has worked for me. Some other person may have their own strategy, right? That's why I'm always open to learning. But the two things I do, I rinse and I repeat and working for me is when I'm prospecting, I don't go with too many products. I don't carry estate one, estate two, estate three, and you're bombarding the client with too many options. Except the client says, okay, oh, this one that is 20 million is not in my budget. Can I see something that is less
Sorry,
than
ma.
that?
Sorry, ma. Are we to push land directly to them? Are we to push property directly to them immediately? You get what I'm saying? Because they don't know me. We are just meeting for the first time.
For
Should
the
I
first
just push?
time. Okay. It now depends. This area of prospecting, there's no one size fits all. There's no one size fits all. So it now depends on where I'm meeting you or the circumstances behind our meeting. All right, the circumstance behind our meeting now determines how I approach you. For some persons that I really, really want to prospect, I don't take lands directly. I don't push products to them directly at the first point of contact. I don't do that. I establish a relationship, right? And then when we start talking for a couple of days, I can now maybe pitch real estate to you. So it now depends on how we are meeting. For some persons, If I am coming to meet you directly and is land, for some persons I meet them directly and I just put a deal immediately. Because these ones I maybe I've met them from somewhere before, I know them somehow before, or somebody has told me about them. So I'm coming to you and I'm bringing a deal that I know that you can afford, sir. So it depends on the circumstance surrounding your meeting with that person. For some persons, you don't have to push a product in, you don't have to sell to them immediately. For some persons, you have the
Okay.
right to sell immediately, so long as you are making them an offer that they cannot resist.
Sorry, Mrs. Landlady. Sorry,
I'm
let's
a
take
miss. I'm a miss. I don't have man. I don't have man yet.
okay. Let's say you are meeting me for the first time now. We don't know each
Okay.
other. Can you prospect to me as I'm speaking? Like you want to prospect, you want to talk to me. Like, can you do that to me?
Okay. So a prospecting class one-on-one. Okay. You people have put me on the spot. Where will I start from? Because I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act drama. So if I'm meeting somebody for the first time, right? Those first of all, I must have um what's the word? I must have studied you for a while. Like this guy I want to go meet on Monday. I've been I knew the day he opened that particular warehouse. So I've been monitoring, I've been going around that area, I've been seeing him. So I know the owner of that particular business. I've seen how he relates with his workers. I've noticed the days when he is less busy and the days when he's not even on seat. I know the days because I've been going around there intentionally to monitor the environment, to know who is who, to know how he relates with people. So I have kind of done my background work on him. You know, I don't believe in just bumping into a complete stranger and then, except I am sharing flyers. I can share flyers to random strangers. But you see, actual prospecting, one-on-one marketing, I must have done some level of checks on you for a couple of days, and then the day I'm going to go meet you. I'm going to ensure that you are going to be on seat that day, and then I'm well dressed, very very well dressed, with my makeup on and all of that, and then I meet with him with a very amazing countenance. All right, you pull up looking really really good, really really good, with a smile on your face, an amazing countenance, and before going to meet him or her, aside from the fact that I have done my checks on this person, I set my, you see this mindset thing, I can keep talking about it over and over again. So I make sure that I have the right energy and emotion oozing. Even though I have challenges, that somebody just died in my heart, God forbid, somebody just died, or my boyfriend just broke my heart, I keep all those baggage one side because it can affect the energy you are bringing. So if anybody broke your heart, or somebody just died in the community, keep those energies one side and put on your best countenance. All right, and then you go there. I would approach you, and then I'm like, oh, good morning or good afternoon, sir. I hope you're doing very well today. And then you respond to me, and then I'm like, can I have a minute of your time? I would always request to speak to you, because you don't just go and start talking. I need to be sure that it's a good time to talk to you. Always, is it a good time to talk to you? Can I have a minute of your time, or is it a good time to talk to you? And then you'd say yes, and then offer me a seat, and then we start talking. And then the first thing I'm gonna start doing is introducing myself. Oh, my name is Messi, and I'm a realtor. I provide decent housing solutions, right? I work at XYZ. I always call a company I work with. I work with XYZ, and what we do basically is sales and development of landed properties here in Lagos and also outside of Lagos. I see you do tiling, right? So just tell me, how has business been so far? I,
Please,
I
I'm sorry,
noticed now.
my network went bad.
Sorry, I'm still talking. So I'm going to introduce. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Okay. I don't know if it's or should I keep talking? I don't know if the person who asked the question is available to receive his answer.
You can continue, ma. I think they will drop the recording later.
Yeah, my network went bad, man. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself to you, all right, and tell you what I do. The first thing that will come to their mind, all these real estate people, and I don't come again. I know. So at that point, I'm going to turn the conversation from myself. But at that point, he's already on the edge. He has gotten an idea that I want to sell to him based on every other person now market they won't sell. So I will now turn the table around to him. Oh, I observed you just came into this area recently, or I observed that oh, you're the only person who is doing this business in this area. What exactly made you choose this location? 'Cause I know I've been here for a couple of years and I've not seen this particular outlet. Why did you come here? So I make him start talking about himself and his business. Remember, I said I always find a strategic point. I don't just meet every random person. I always ensure that there is something for me to draw a conversation from. So this particular person, he opened a new outlet, a new warehouse, and I know he's not new in the business. Maybe he has somewhere else where he has been doing his business, but he just opened a new one in Ibejuleki. So I'm going to ask him, why did you move here? What prompted you? What motivated you to come down to Awoyaya here? And he will start telling me about his business. Okay, I observed that the market is moving here, Ibejuleki, blah blah blah. Of course, they know that the market is tilting towards the new Lagos, and then they are coming here to establish their office. I'm like, oh, that's very very interesting. And I'm gonna praise you. You're a real businessman. You have an investor mindset. Blah blah blah. I'm hailing you. And then in the middle of that, I'm gonna tell him, okay, I just came on here to, welcome you into the neighborhood, and then show you that, oh, we see you, and then okay, here's the point. I always make sure that I have something around that environment. Like I stay in Bejuleki currently, and I don't want to start going to markets on the mainland where I don't have control over. I like to market on the island because virtually everybody on the island here has an idea of what's going on here. But if you're the mainland, no problem. You don't have to worry about this whole location thing. You can still market whether you're in Ikeja or whether you're in Maryland or whether you're anywhere in the world. You can market from where you are. But whenever I want to market, I understand that our industry is a very, very sensitive one. So I ensure that wherever I'm marketing, I have some advantage of the location. So this particular guy I want to market to, I'm going to say, okay, you're welcome to the area, and I just want to check up on you and welcome you that, oh, we see you, it's a new business here, we see you, and then I establish a connection with him. I take his contact or take his phone number or give him my card, and then I leave. I am not selling at that point, but I introduced myself as a realtor, and me, I've gotten to know him as a he sells plumbing materials and building materials with established connection, and I leave that day. I get his contact, he gets my card. And then if you have seen my card before, my card is very, very attractive. They give me better advice. That's even talking too much. Right? My card is that's nice. So I leave. I'm gonna give him a couple of weeks and then I will go back to him again. Now, going back to him again this time around is when I now sell to him. That's when I'm going to be taking a product to him and taking an offer. So I'm going to go up the second time and I'll tell him, oh, I was just driving by and I thought to just stop by and see if you are in. I wasn't even expecting to see you. It's a lie. I was praying that you would be around. And then I get there and, oh, nice to see you. How's the day coming along? I might even take a bottle of wine, a very nice wine, when I'm going there. And I give it to him. And I'm not going to say, oh, my office is just down this road. Anytime you are free, you could just come check up and see what we do, and he may not have the time to come to my office to see what I do. Then he's not going to ask me, what do you guys sell? Or what products do you have? Somehow, I have activated the law of reciprocity. I have given him an expensive bottle of wine. And he's like, wow, this lady cares so much about me. Oh my God, she's very, very interested in me, And then he's going to be the one now asking me questions. What do you guys do? That is the law of reciprocity, by virtue of checking up on him and by virtue of giving him a bottle of wine. Now, this strategy may not work for everybody, but it will always work for as many persons as that cares to fall for the trap. So when you're asking me what we do, and I tell you, and if it's an Igbo man, if I now find out that he's an Igbo man, or he speaks my language, or I speak a little bit of Yoruba, and I find he's Yoruba, I will switch to my language. So I begin to speak either Igbo or Yoruba. Anyone, you must fall into that category. Except you are not, I still maintain English. But more often than not, my Igbo guys or Yoruba guys, I switch to language, and then you ask me, what do you do? And I say, Alakainele. In my Igbo, in my language, it means I sell lands. Then you're gonna ask me, it's gonna say, if he has any objections, it will start coming up. He's going to start saying, oh, all these land people, I bought one. These are the things I anticipate. He may start saying, that, all these land people, I bought one land sometime last year or whatever. You need to share experience. Now, that is my time to now bring my expertise. I am not selling. So if he tells me, oh, I made this investment, and since then, nothing, I now begin to ask him, okay, what did you do? What did the company do? Who did you buy from? When did you buy? What are the issues? And I begin to tell him, okay, see where you went wrong. See what can be done to correct it. And I enter into my professional mode of trying to correct whatever objection that he had. So it's kind of lengthy, but this is just the process before I actually sell. So I'm going to attend to all his objections if he has any, and anticipate them. And then when I correct that, we're not going to come back to, okay, what do you guys now have? Remember, I have primed my mindset to get a positive response. That's why I said mindset thing is very, very important. So that point is now saying, okay, what do you guys? And now tell him, oh, we have one property that we're currently selling at pre-launch. Me, I like pre-launch sales. Even though it's not pre-launch sale, I'll tell you it's a pre-launch sale, right? So I'll tell you, oh, we're currently doing one pre-launch sales right now in Bejele. And then you know how this area is what's happening here right now. And I begin to preach the Bejele and the gospel. So is it making sense to anybody? Am I talking too much? Is it making sense to anybody?
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma.
at
Yes,
the
ma.
first point of
Yes,
contact,
you are
Yeah,
making
you're making
sense. You are making
Yes,
sense.
it is.
All right. So
at the first point of
Actually,
contact,
thank
I
you.
just established a connection. I did not sell to you. But at the second point of contact, I am coming with a gift for you. I will not come there empty-handed because I need to activate the law of reciprocity. I
All right,
need
ma.
to
Thank you
activate
so
the
much,
law
Madame
of
Landlady,
seed.
for this talk.
The way that you now become indebted to me. All right. And then from there, we just begin to flow. I hope it makes
Thank
sense to somebody.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Really
ma.
appreciate it. We
Yes.
cannot
Ma.
entertain all the questions for tonight, please.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
If we keep asking questions, we'll not leave here till 12 o'clock. Please. So
I
we need
know,
to end
right?
this
sir,
class
please
by
Hey,
one
10
yeah.
o'clock.
more
We need to
question,
end this class by
please.
Just one
we
more
don't have time for
question,
entertaining
please.
questions again. Please,
Please, one
please,
more question.
please,
Listen, can a
please.
lady talk to me? Apart from the guy is
Please.
too much. Can a lady talk to me?
Ah, ah.
Can
Okay,
the
so
lady
last
ask
question
one, then
then.
I
Okay.
Last
ask one
question,
too,
Okay.
and we
please.
can just
Good
answer
evening,
both
ma.
of them
Good
together,
evening.
please.
Good evening, ma. I've been a fan. I've been a follower for more
Thank
than a
you.
year. I'm
Wow.
Christiana. It's nice having you here, ma. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much, ma.
Oh, thank you
Ma,
so much.
my yes, ma. My question is like, how do we go about getting a real estate license or how to register for one?
A real estate license,
Yes.
you have to talk to Lasrera.
Eh?
You have to talk to Lasrera. They're the ones that issue licenses. Lasrera is Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Agency. They are somewhere in Alausa. I was there last week. So you have to go there. They're the ones that issue licenses for realtors and then brokerages and companies. So you're gonna talk to them. They're the ones that give licenses. Lasrera, Lasrera. So you just go online and type Lasrera. You will see their website, and then you could reach out to them. You can always give them a call, and then they would talk to you about the whole process. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, ma. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, ma.
Sorry,
Thank
All right,
please,
you.
thank
my
you
I
so
have
much, Madam Landlady.
uh,
There's no more question, please. No space for questions
please
again,
just
please. I'm
this one.
sorry. I'm so sorry, please, please. We need to end this meeting by
Wow.
10 o'clock. If you have your questions,
Is
message her,
it won't be
DM her on
something that
Instagram.
is
She'll reply
long,
on Instagram. Sorry, just
that
tell her,
you need
Let's
a lot
ask
message
of
her
her.
on
time to answer.
Instagram and tell her that it is from this meeting. She'll reply you directly.
What?
Okay.
Okay? That's fine, please. Manali,
Okay.
thank you so much for your time. Like
Thank
this
you.
it means a whole lot to us in Land Republic. Thank you
Thank you.
so much
I
for the
really
time.
appreciate you guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you for the value you've dispensed tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On behalf of my Oga, your Egbon, I don't know.
My
My
Ego.
Oga,
Thank
Victor
you.
Adegbile and Ayodeji John, want a very big thank you to
Yeah.
you for your time. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your. I mean, you stayed 1 year, 6 months without saying anything in real estate, and now you're the boss. It takes a whole lot.
Amen. I never reached the boss, so please, I'm still
A
following
whole a whole lot of
Dr. Victor
courage.
behind.
I mean, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much
Thank you.
for
Thank
showing
you,
us the way, for
everyone.
cutting soap for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank you.
grateful.
Really appreciate. Yes.
I'm grateful.
So in this on this live, we say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. Thank
Before you
you for
go,
your time.
I think
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah. Go
Victor
on, say
wants to say
something.
something.
yeah, before you go,
My
um, uh,
ego.
my sweet
My
Ebony, thank you
ego.
so much
I love you. I love you,
for.
love you, love you, love you,
I
love you.
love you too. You know, I love you big.
Thank
You know,
you.
thank you so much for coming through for my people. And
Thank you so
don't
much for
worry, like for everyone that asks questions, so drop it on the group chat. Like, we'll be attending to everything. Then
Egmont, your voice is your mic is muted. Okay, it's intentional.
oh, so sorry, so sorry. I don't know. Like I was saying that. Thank you so much for what you like.
I think it's
Someone is muting my mic. Someone is muting all. Like you will
sorry,
be stop muting it for everyone.
sorry.
So, like I was saying, thank you for the class. I
Thank
got a lot of value, and I was talking to people that like they really have a lot of questions. See, the truth is, you cannot learn everything in one night, and that's why we've taken it upon ourselves to always do this
webinar.
classes like webinars almost every time, like almost like I think twice, twice in a month, like every two weeks, we do this webinar, and it's for free. Like we take everything for free, and so what? And sometimes when I'm less busy, I can just come and drop a link that anybody that is available, you should join the link, and we will have some classes. What I would just advise for you to do is that read books, like he said, read books
Yeah.
and watch videos, watch YouTube videos. If you do not write anything tonight, I mean, I don't know why you will not jot things down tonight. So go back to your notes, and if you have some other questions that um you feel like you need to be attended to, drop it on the group chat or send her a message on IG. You can also send me a message too on IG.
Yeah.
Victor Adeshewa at gmail. Sorry, at Victor Adeshewa. Do you understand? Just
Yeah.
send the message, and we'll be glad to attend to. Like I said, you cannot learn everything once and for all. I just wanted to talk about the issue of prospecting too. Someone asked the question about prospecting. See, the truth is, there is no one way to it. Do you
Yeah.
understand? There is no one way to it. I met someone in Botswana about 3 weeks ago. The first person I met at the airport, I know what we just started talking, and I found a way that will be on the same ground, that I mean that this particular person is going to, we are going to have the same common value. And before you know it, in less than a week that we met, done business in millions. Do you understand? Like, I mean, and it's not the only person. So there's no one way to it. Sometimes it's
Exactly.
people that, like, maybe I've had to prospect someone, maybe at the supermarket. I saw the kid. I'm like, oh Jesus, you have such a great kid. Look at the beauty. Like, you have to just be creative. And I mean, if you are going to be a successful creator, you have to be creative.
Yeah.
You cannot like just be static and say, oh, this is how like
That's right.
flyer. Come and buy real estate is the future of tomorrow. Everybody is like they are used to that. But I don't want to take much of our time because we're like 2 minutes downside 10 o'clock. Other sessions, I want you to be very active. Please, after this class, don't sit down. Like, start practicing what you've learned. They will drop flyers on the group chat. Repost the flyers. Do you understand? Like, be active. Even this class, self, screenshot it, put it on your WhatsApp that you just learned 2 hours. You just spent 2 hours of your time that people are using. Maybe some people are probably sleeping by now. Like, you just spent 2 hours of your time learning. Put it on your social media. Put it on your like your status. Like, you are getting value so that you can serve
Yeah.
your investors better. Because people will only buy from people they can see that they are authority in their field. Do you
That's
understand?
right.
You want to prove to them that you are an authority. So in short, it tag Madame Landlady, tag Land Republic, tag me too. I will help you repost. Do you understand? So it is all these little things. It counts. Do you understand? It counts. I don't want to take much of our time. We'll continue the conversation on the WhatsApp. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Madame
Thank you
Landlady.
so much.
I'm in your
Thank
DM.
you. Thank you.
AOB, can you close the class?
So, right, yeah, all right. So, thank you, Morgan, for the contributions. Thank you once again, Madame Landlady. And yes, to everyone that joined again, thank you for your time for coming to this webinar. We had over 100 guests, over 100 listeners into this class. Come on, that's highly commendable to all of us. Next month is going to be bigger and better. I'm so sure about that. I'm so sure it's going to be bigger and better. So join us again, same time. We'll communicate the date and the topic and the speaker to us in due time. All right. So once again, thank you to everybody, and do have a wonderful night rest. Signing out. Peace out. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Madam Landlady.
Thank you so much for organizing this powerful training.
Thank you. We are deeply grateful.
So, guys,
sir,
we're
this
going to
talk
continue
today.
the conversation on WhatsApp. If you have questions, drop on the WhatsApp group chat and let's engage.